So I remember being in college
Mhm.
and I was, I left the science building, went to the business school.
Mhm.
And when I went to the business school, I remember being so afraid to tell you guys, but I was like, I'm still gonna do it, And I think that's kind of where my boldness kind of started around that
Mm.
time. But do you feel like all the things that, you guys kind of told us then, um, and even myself, whatever you guys told us then, do you guys, what you see today, do you guys believe you were wrong?
That's a hard question to
Because I know
ask.
y'all don't want to be wrong.
Um,
That you just and that's okay. Just tell me that you don't want to be wrong.
well, it depends on what part you look at it.
Oh Lord.
Because for you, I know you've always, since we are 5, you've always said you want to be a CEO. For some reason, I don't know why a 5-year-old would say she want to be a CEO. And she doesn't know what CEO, but she always said she want to be a CEO. Because she loved to write at that time. She loves to do things, cook, do little things at that time. And she always tell herself she want to be a CEO. And in my head, I was thinking, I said, well, now, we wanted you to go to School of Pharmacy. That was a deal, what we wanted you to do. But then you choose a different path. And hey, what will we do? We said, okay, we support you. But we gave you all these examples of people who didn't make it. I'm sorry to say that, but we said that based on us.
Yes.
As foreigners,
Yes. Agreed.
Because we wanted you guys we want you to succeed. We don't want to hear, oh, she graduated, she didn't get a job. I'm telling you, I call my friends from here that their kids did business instead of going to med school. And I remember, and the lady told me, she said, Ada, she'll be okay. Oh, it's okay, she'll do. But but I'm glad I listened to her. I know, apart from anything, I know in the long run, it'll pay off. And we're going to be happy.
It's really beautiful to see you at this point. And because I'm not going to lie, Mom, at one point, I didn't think y'all would ever get to that. Because
definitely.
when you're in the thick of it, everything hurts.
Oh, boy.
The pressure to impress you guys and please you guys and still pursue what we feel like we've been called to do. It's like you're, I think that's where the kind of the lack of education comes from. Is that, we just think that, oh, well, if we just fix it, oh, well, if we just get it right now, all of our problems will go away.
Yeah.
And that's not truly the case. Do you see your children, far beyond, okay, oh, well, let me go back. Over your heads. Like, if we're not in church, it's like all hell breaks loose. And I would think that all that church y'all go to, there would be some kind of faith in your children that they will be who they are called to be. But, I love that you said that, you admitted that, we were comparing based on foreigners.
Yes.
Based on,
yes.
And you guys forgot that we were
based on us.
And
then the point is that you guys are born Americans, and a lot of times we struggled based on what we did. We chose measures based on what we did that we thought we were living back to going back to Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And so we chose. So now, when things changed, we wanted to tell our kids, listen, we don't want you to go in this route. But again, I guess we forgot that these kids are Americans. They're born here. They have a different idea. They have different doors that may open for them, that will not open for us being foreigners. So, but a lot of times we still have in our head that we want these kids to be able to graduate, to be able to find jobs. At the end of the day, you want to take care of you.
But Mommy, even you saying that the doors and the opportunities, you guys forget that there's doors and opportunities for us
for
here.
You guys, yes.
Do you know that we don't even know there's doors and opportunities? We don't even know that too. You guys being foreigners is a different lens, but from our lens, we don't even know there's opportunities because
doors and opportunities.
We're so focused on what the other person is doing or what you guys are saying that we forfeit the opportunity to go and reach the goal that we're supposed to be reaching. So we don't even know that. It's interesting now, like in this space, I'm currently I'm also a business coach.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm coaching some of these entrepreneurs through these sessions, a lot of them don't even know what they don't know until I say it,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And sometimes I'll be asking myself, well, how didn't you know that? And you're an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, no one ever told us this. And then on top, or some of them have cultural backgrounds like myself that will say, you know, well, this was not a thing we discussed at home.
Oh, yes.
You know, and so when, it's interesting you say that because we don't even know that we have doors open for us because of fear. The fear of lack, the fear of what our parents' response, the fear of not being supported, I think to me is number one. That's why we don't pursue it, you know? And so, and that's one of the reasons why I love this generation. I know people say what they want about Gen Z, people say what they want about millennials and things like that. But one thing about those two generations is that we're not going to take no for an answer.
I know.
We're not going to take no for an answer. And we're also not going to allow someone to tell us who we are.
Yes.
You know? And I feel like maybe at your time you had to listen because it's like, okay, we need documentation to feel validated. You know, for us, we don't need documentation.
Exactly. You're born
we just
here.
need a resume.
That's all it is.
We just need something. We're born here that'll say, okay, we can go ahead and apply to this job. Versus you guys kind of had to like stretch yourselves and like kind of even decrease yourselves at some point.
That's what we did.
And it worked for you guys. So I understand.
You know, imagine someone who have a degree in business and probably working in a restaurant, washing dishes, you know, things like that.
Right.
And then you have a degree in business. Think about it. You have a degree and then you're not even using it because you don't have the documentation per se to work. So you're going to have to work on one arena first, secure that arena then before you go to do the next one. Okay. So that's what happened. And then we feel that our kids have all these opportunities. Y'all can just juggle. You can go to work any corporate field that you want to. Long as you have your education, you can fly.
Oh yeah. You know what I love about you know, our generation too is the fact that, you know, we're finally the example.
Of course.
We are the example because we realize that, you know, we have these conversations all the time. You know, you guys didn't have the example.
No.
You know, even when I was talking to your sister, she was like, no one had the example of what this and this is supposed to be. We figured it out and we just went, you know, and I'm just like, imagine, you know, how many like people just went and just winged it. I do believe that there's some things that you don't need to wing if you have the resources, but I feel like, you know, you guys didn't have that. So now your children are made the example. Some of your children are not in corporate America. They're not engineers. They're not lawyers. They're not doctors. Some of them are actors. Some of them are musicians.
Yes.
Some of them are doing like wild things that are outside of the scope of what's culturally accepted.
Absolutely. And then really outside what we thought our kids would do. You see? So a lot of times we never expected our kids to be actors and comedians and, you know, and we never musicians and making money. We were like, who makes money doing all those things? You know,
you didn't have the example.
You know, so we didn't have much example. So what do you think? We were kind of limited to what we believed in.
Right.
And our kids now are showing us that, no, we can do more than going to read and going to school and all that. We can do more. We can do more with what we have.
I always say the sky is not the limit, it's beyond.
It's beyond
It's way beyond.
I had a friend of mine that the son wanted to be, the mom, again, wanted the son to be a doctor. Of course, and then the son said, Mom, we took the mom to the store, listen, all this, can all these things, we can't be alike. All these things are called differently. So you can't make me do this because this person's son is doing this. I'm going to be this. You know, I'm going to be this. I'm going to be a director. You know, the boy is did very well for himself. Doing very well. So, and at the end, the mom called me and was telling me when I was talking about Brad, he said, leave this boy, Sue. Leave this kid, son. They're going to do well. And I'm happy. And I know bigger things are coming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all we pray is that our parents are alive to see it.
Yes.
Because we're not doing it just for ourselves.
No.
We know that those that are in it, whatever season of your life you're in, you know that this is not just for us or whoever the subject is of that season. It's not just for us. You know, we're clearly being used by God to be an example not just for even our families, the world, you know?
Yes.
And I think it's just the fact that, you know, even us as millennials, we're seeing it, we have it in this little box. And God is
Yes.
like, actually, it's way bigger than
Expanding
that. You know,
it.
it's way bigger than that. You know, he wants us to marvel over certain things or all the things that he does, you know, and then you guys are like, you know, just marvel over the money,
Yes.
the money, just marvel over the pot. And it's like, you know, okay, you know, it's good to make money, you know, I mean, who doesn't love making money?
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
who doesn't love a good direct deposit? But I think it comes to a point where we have to start, you know, asking ourselves, is our purpose to just make money?
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and
I
what
can see
and
you're saying.
purpose is a different definition for everybody.
Yes.
You know, purpose is a total different definition because some people don't feel that they are purposeful
Yes.
for what they're doing until they get the job.
That is true.
And it's just like, no, that's not true. And just being on this journey that I've been in, I did not know that I would be in this space. I had no idea. I was doing just fine in my career. No one bothered me. I was fine. You know, I thought that I had everything going for myself in my 20s.
Yes.
You know, and then when I hit my 30s decade, I feel like, you know, the transition, the way that things actually move quicker than expected. And then just being in this space now, I realized, I was just sharing this with Crystal yesterday, that I didn't realize the true definition of purpose until I moved into this space.
Yes.
I didn't find that purpose in corporate America. And it could be because maybe it was routine. You know, I got up, you wake up, you get ready, you go to the office, you do your work, you go home. And then on top of that too, I was still an entrepreneur. I would get home, get right in the kitchen, get my customers' orders together, drive to them and drop off all my orders and things
I
like
remember
that.
that.
And I would do that every single day.
That's
you
right.
know?
We have orders
So
every day. I remember.
every day I would do that. And I had no issue with that because I felt like it's comfortable, it worked, and I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
But to know that God's mindset for me, and just changing my mind on what purpose truly is and really, really revealing to me what my true gift is.
Yes.
Man, it's been quite the ride. It's been quite the ride. And I think another thing that I just silently enjoy is seeing that you guys, my parents, are seeing it, that it can work.
It can
you
work.
know? And this is not even, I haven't even hit nothing. I haven't done anything like to where you guys need to be like, oh my gosh, okay, she did it, she's done. No, there's still more, and I don't know what that more is, you know, but I'm looking forward to seeing it and being blessed with it. But